Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yasin wal Qur'anil Hakim. إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكرى وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين صدق الله العظيم. यूं तो औरों की तरह सैयद भी एक इंसान था, हाँ मगर एक फर्द था, सब जिस्म थे वो जान था। उसके दिल में कौम की इस्लाह का अरमान था, काम मुश्किल था मगर उसके लिए तो आसान था। Assalamu alaikum and good evening to all and all. I am Fazal Imam, your host of today's event organized by Aligarh Enhance. Let me sequentially introduce our NGO to you, then our event and our speaker to you respectively. Well, our NGO, the Aligarh Enhance, emerges in 2014 when a group of friends united with the purpose of engaging in social services and contributing to the society. This youth-driven non-profit organization draws inspiration from Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, the founder of Aligarh Muslim University, and seeks to elevate the hardship faced by a marginalized group while promoting the empowerment. The core belief of Aligarh Enhance lies in the principle of equality among all individuals, advocating for their right to good health and a decent standard of living. By consistently engaging in various activities, the organization aspires to continuously elevate its impact and effectively accomplish its mission of creating a positive societal change. The purpose of this online interactive session is to know why language matter, particularly English, and what is effective communication and their related transport methods. On behalf of the Aligarh Enhance, I, Fazal Imam, feel highly obliged and honored to welcome our esteemed guest, Professor Sami Rafiq, ma'am. Professor Sami Rafiq, ma'am, had her education up to +2 from Gwalior, from Sindhia Kanya Vidyalaya, and she did her graduation and post-graduation from the Aligarh Muslim University. She earned her doctorate degree on Tennessee Williams, the American playwright, and her topic is the use of technique of impersonating William. She contribute and many significant in the field of women's study. She contribute for lecture modules in SWAM portal, which is very much useful at the time of lockdown. And her following areas are Indian science fiction, Sufi poetry. She had also delivered online lecture on creative writing and comparative literature. She is a fiction on feminist framework, the case of translating Urdu novel and English novel. Writing horror fiction, lecture on creative writing at Dibraga University, Assam. She had contributed a module to E-Pathshala, MHRD, on Ismat Chudgai. She had also translated Urdu writing by women's writer into English and has also published and presented papers in international conferences in his area. She conducted a workshop on creative writing at Hansraj Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Jalandhar in November 2010. Title was Imagine, Write and Create. She presented a paper on translation of Urdu poetry and digital publishing in the 14th Biennial Symposium on Culture and Society in the Asia Pacific region held at Western Center, University of Western Australia, Perth in December 21. And With this, the writing and Indian writing English woman, she a founding and chief editor at Cloverleaf, a journal of a spiritual heritage education network in Canada. Firstly, I would like to now introduce our event flow to all of you that our speaker will share their valuable insights up to about half an hour. And about this half an hour, question answers session was raised up by the participants towards the speaker. And finally, the vote of thanks was given by Arzu, which is a BA grad from psychology in his final year. Now, I would like to invite Professor Sami Rafiq, ma'am, to enlighten ourselves with their valuable words. Over to you, ma'am, please.
So good evening, everyone. And thank you very much for inviting me. I just want you to correct the pronunciation of my name. I'm Sami Rafiq. Okay. So just correct my name, please. We are here to talk about English. English, as you all know, is a global language. It is a language of extreme importance in today's world, whether we are talking about politics, or we are talking about economics, or we're talking about jobs, education. English is very important. And suppose, there are a lot of translation work being done. Translation is tarjuma. So translation means, translating from some word, from one language to another. So English is the language that is extremely popular and common in language pairs. When we say, on an international level, translations are common in about 7 languages: English to German, English to French, English to Chinese, English to Japanese. So here you can see how important English is internationally. Also, if you are going to travel abroad, if you go to any foreign country, if you go from Spain to, let's say, Thailand, then when you go to Thailand, you will know, aapko nahi malum hoga, you will not know, those people might not know Spanish. Okay, then what do? They will not know Spanish, but they will know English. So English is a common language in between. Whether you travel, or whether it is books, documents, international libraries, if there is any problem in getting the books in regional languages or other world languages, you are sure to get those books in English. That's why it's important for your career, for your future, to have a good knowledge of English, which is English grammar, also fluency in speaking also. These things are very important for a complete personality today. Wherever you may be, if you're coming from West Bengal, or you're coming from Kashmir, or you're coming from Assam, from whichever state you are, you may be very good in your regional language, but it is a must to know English and to be fluent in English. Now, the question of just knowing is not enough. Fluency in being able to speak English well is very important. Why? Because as students, you will all aspire for jobs and you will go for job interviews. So there, you will not be asked in all good establishments, in all prominent companies, universities, will not be asked questions in your regional language or in Hindi. The accepted language is English. So that's why English is very important, and we need to start this practice very early in life. I mean, even in graduation, if the 3 or 4 years that you have, if you all can devote to improving your language skills, it will help you a long way in the future. Language skills, what do I mean by language skills? I mean, practicing speaking, and, being prepared for interviews, being able to talk confidently in English. Sometimes students are very good all round. Their subject, they have complete mastery of their area of study or their subject, but where they have a problem is the interview. So why not prepare for this beforehand? And this can be done by practice. This can be done by having friends create a group where you decide that you will only talk in English. So if you think about your mother tongue, if you think about the language in which you are fluent, you know that you're fluent in that language because you have used it from the time you started speaking it. That's why you are so good at, let's say, Bengali or Hindi. So English is also a language, and because we have not used it, that's why many of us are not very strong in it. So the more you use it, the stronger you will become. And it'll add to your personality, because all good academic institutions and establishments, knowing English and good English is important. If you communicate and your language is, it's not correct, or you are not sure of where you're choosing the right words, then it will sort of spoil your impression. It will make you lack confidence. So it's most important to practice at an early stage, and wherever you are right now, whatever stage, first year, second year, if you're still in the university, it's never too late to practice. I'm sure you must be having links for online courses are there for fluency, and also after fluency, I think writing important in English. Examinations and all, you should be able to write English well. And again, you can take the help of a lot of internet resources. But above all, the most important thing is using this language. The way you know your mother tongue, because you're always using it, in the same way you must use English. The more you use it, the better you will become. So it is something called practice. I always tell my students, whether you're learning a bike or you're learning to cook, it is all based on practice. You know how well you can manage that, how well you can ride a bike, how well you can cook, how well you can paint. The more you do that work, the more you polish it up. So it's extremely important to have mastery of English, speaking skills also, and writing skills also. And we all know that if you're applying to foreign universities for admission, they ask for, TOEFL scores or IELTS scores, where you have to mention that you have a suitable level of proficiency in English language. So, preparing at that last moment does not help. We must, as I said, prepare from a very early stage, read books, talk in English, see English movies, English plays. They are, as I said, they are numberless resources. The British Council Library, they have an online membership where they show movies also, there are books also, there are comics, there are newspapers in that. So there must be so many other sites which you can make use of. And I suppose language learning also needs time. It needs some kind of sacrifice. We all tend to use social media so much. So perhaps a little bit of sacrifice and maybe 1 hour devoted to learning English would work wonders for you. And you must not think that English language is any different from any other language. All languages need some time, need some patience and practice, until and unless you put daily practice, 1 hour, half an hour, 2 hours, whatever you can manage. Any language, whatever it is, it cannot be mastered. So, and I suppose for many of us, trying to do well in English or mastering it is much easier than mastering German or French. Because in some form or the other, we have been studying English in schools. There is some exposure. there is some exposure to language, English language somewhere or the other. So English is a very important subject. It is, I think, say it is essential, whether you are an engineer or doctor or scientist. If you want to go abroad, then you have to have English language skills. And the answer for why is simple, because you should be able to communicate with the people over there. You might not be able to communicate with the Japanese and Chinese and Vietnamese, but all those people will communicate with you in a common language, that is English. So this is the most important thing. That's why English is so important. It is a common language. If you go to hotels anywhere in the world, if you are doing shopping, if you're going to educational institutions, you don't know the language, but English will help you. So to be without English, without a proper mastery of it, certainly, I mean, it makes things very difficult. So I do encourage you to take more interest in this language, and it should not be done in a boring way. You should pick up something that you like to read. अपनी एरिया मालूम होना चाहिए ना, what you like to read. आपको जैसे you like to read about films, or you like to read about cricket, so stick to English. Read all that in English. You can get reading material in English online. So pick up an area that you like, read those things in newspapers. If you like any specific form of publications, any literary form, if you like to read comics in English, do read them. And reading widely also helps speaking skills. They are all interconnected. So if you read widely, it will improve your vocabulary and will also improve your speaking skills. Watch a lot of movies, and as I said, join some online libraries. They for some small payment, they give you so many resources to improve your language. And this British Council, other than all the books and the articles, they also have groups, and they have opportunities to help you improve your English language skills. So long before you start on a career, you must work at your language skills, enhance your personality, build your confidence, prepare yourself to interact with people of other cultures, from other countries, which is not possible if you don't know English. There are many online websites and all which teach you a variety of languages. So suppose if I want to learn Japanese, or if I want to learn Chinese, there has to be a language in between. I mean, which language will be the medium? So English is the medium for me and for many millions of people around the world. Even for some outside trying to learn Hindi, they want to learn about India, but there has to be some medium through which they must learn Hindi. So that is again English, where they will get the instruction how to deal with the language, what is the alphabet of the language. Everything will be translated into English, so it will be easy for the new learner. So you can see that English is something that you really cannot manage without, whether you're giving IES exams or you're attending a business meeting. And it's not just that simply speaking simple everyday sentences is all that is there to English. There are some other things in a language which require your time and patience and your study. Every language has a culture in it. So that culture yields certain ways of talking. For example, certain idioms are there. Now, what is idiom? Idiom is kahawat. So, like, for example, if somebody is there who does not know Hindi, and we tell him, ke, um, let's say, भूसे में सुई ढूंढना. So he will not be able to understand. He will understand आना है, खाना है, जाना है, भूसे में सुई ढूंढना. What does that mean? So this is the important thing. There are certain idioms that are important and which you cannot guess. Idiom ऐसी चीज है which as an outsider to the language you cannot guess. वो native speaker जानता है, and those people who are really interested in the language, they have to study those important idioms of the language. इस तरह से, lots of books are there, lots of websites are there which can help you in those important idioms. In the same way, it's learning a language is useless if you don't know the formal way of addressing someone. You don't know a certain way of talking, certain way of behaving. So in every language, the way of greeting is different. How you thank people, how you apologize, all those things come in when you're learning a language. They are the part of the culture of that language. When you are asked to shake hands, with whom do you shake hands? What do you say? If you are sorry, if you are grateful to someone, often there can be a slip. The same word might mean something else in a different situation. So you should know how to use the appropriate word. अब जैसे मतलब in today's world एक word है कहना oh my god, okay, it is slang. It is not formal English, oh my god. But इसको जानना, ये कहाँ use हो सकता है. If somebody says, look, I have got chocolates for you, and say, oh my god, it doesn't fit there. Some say, look, the whole building is destroyed, oh my god. See, so वो एक बारीकी, those nuances you have to know. This sentence ये कहाँ use होता है, and this thing is there in Urdu and Hindi also. An outsider cannot know कि ये इसका क्या मतलब है. जैसे इंग्लिश में और कहते हैं when you want to congratulate somebody, you say heartiest congratulations. And when you want to express your sorrow, you say heartfelt condolation, heartfelt condolations. तो अब इसमें ये they can't be exchanged with each other. फिर वो मतलब गलत हो जाता है. The situation of grieving or sorrow, उसमें गलत चीज बोलना कितना embarrassing होता है. So that's why learning a language, it fosters communication with an international world. Learning English, you become connected with the outside world. You can meet people online, you can attend conferences, and you can talk to them confidently, all the people and all. You can present papers confidently. So there are many perks to being fluent in English, in speaking and writing. And all of them, as I said, are related to a lot of reading. Reading the newspapers every day, reading lots of books and magazines, and, generally keeping in touch with what is going on in the world and using language to understand the news and the situations in the world. Only that can sort of help you improve your language skills along with your general knowledge. This constant remaining in touch is very important. ऐसा नहीं है कि today I practice English grammar or speaking skills for 1 hour and then I close the book and then it's over. It has to be a continuous process. You have to look up links online. You have to connect with people. You have to see what the latest books are about, which are the award winners, what are the books that are in discussion these days. Must try to read those award-winning books. Must try to understand what the political situations are, what people, what dignitaries are saying. So it is, a constant process. It cannot be, opening a book for 1 hour, 1 घंटे we open a book and then we close it, that अब हमें मालूम हो गया आज हमने 1 घंटे पढ़ लिया. ये जिस तरह से हम लोग सोशल मीडिया यूज करते हैं, just the way of social media, that you're always connected, on Facebook, all the time connected on Facebook, और जो आप लोगों के और साइट्स हैं, Instagram वगैरह, जो So that is the successful way for learning a language. Use all those sites to improve your skills, to get in touch with groups, online groups of people who are interested, and which will help you improve your language skills. It is not, language learning is not a solitary thing. Since today we are into social media, then you should make the most of social media to improve your skills. There is this online language learning site, and which is Duo. You can learn a whole lot of languages, and it has also English spoken as well as written. And interestingly, for it is separate for Hindi speakers, separate for Japanese speakers. So you can find other things like this. Earlier, Duo did not take any payment, but now they have a small payment. It has been running successfully for more than 10 years now. So something like this would be very helpful if you want to improve your skills. But I think that all your effort as students now should be turned towards improving your skills, because you want to improve your personality, you want to do well in your interviews. So it has to be a total effort. It can't be one book and one lecture. You have to involve yourself totally when you learn a language. And we know there are miracles before us. People who are from different regions of India, and they have worked, what should I say, which seems so unusual for us, that people who never knew Urdu, they learned Urdu. And after learning Urdu, they were able to translate text from Urdu into English. Now, how is it possible for somebody whose mother tongue is not Urdu, who did not know Urdu at all? How could he do it? Well, he could do it because he had a commitment, and he used every resource in his hand, every possibility to reach the level of mastery of English. And because he or she knows the result of that mastery will pay him, handsomely in the future. Uska result बहुत अच्छा होगा. Uh, it will pay him back in many ways. So English is extremely important, and do not hold it as just another language. We have in our English department, we have the ELT stream and the literature stream. So both sides, is they get proficiency in reading and speaking and listening and writing skills, and that's most important. And they find jobs and all. But the important thing is that proficiency in English helps them speak confidently, helps them move confidently in society. So it is worth thinking about, and creating a program or a plan for yourself. Something, how you're going to achieve this. Whatever goal we set before us, we should have a plan, then only you can achieve it. It should be a workable plan, how you intend to do it, whom you will connect with, how many hours you will spend each day, and uh, all the details, and what exactly you want. You want to improve your writing skills, or you want to improve your speaking skills. But the common thing is that reading is essential. That reading has to happen every day, whether it's newspaper or magazine or book or comic, whatever you like. Watch movies if you like movies. As I said, if you like adventure, fantasy, fiction, science fiction, whatever you like, watch those movies in English. And stop the movie, go through the dialogues, try to go through it again and again. So in a matter of 6 months, you will have acquired a lot of fluency in English. You see movies or you read books. For the sake of language, you have to, stop, pick out the words, understand them, see the pronunciation online, ask people who are connected. So that's why I hope what I said will be useful for you all. And I can welcome any questions that you want to ask.
Okay, I request
Yes.
my participant to please ask a question if they have. They can directly ask via video or audio by accessing the meeting, or they can write on the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, we have a few questions. Can you tell some more platform like British Council?
I think American Library might be having also a platform, and British Council is there. You will have to do your own, hunting out. And एक वो है OWL के नाम से है. Uh, OWL is Purdue University on right. I'm writing it here. Purdue University online writing lab. You can look this up if you have any problems or any queries related to English practice, etc. So this will be very useful. It is called OWL. And you have American Library. Translation job. I don't understand what you mean. Please clarify. Is there any translation job in AMU? What do you mean by that?
Ma'am, I have a question. Can I ask you?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah, ma'am, can you please tell me how can I prepare myself for the English language test like Duolingo test or IELTS test? Is there any free online resources from where I can prepare myself for reading, writing, listening, and speaking these things?
See, actually, Duolingo used to be free, but anyway, it's a very good site, and I've seen other language sites which are not so good in teaching language. So the payment is not too much for a small amount. They teach very well, and British Council also they have even if you're not member, they have online courses and classes and all helping with language. But I think you will have to search online.
Okay, trying to apply to a foreign university, and they told me we also accept the Duolingo English language test, which is
Yes,
I think easier than IELTS test.
yes, it is. Duo is also having conducting an English language test, and which is accepted everywhere. Yes, you can do that.
And it's also cheap, right?
Yeah, and it's not very expensive. Earlier on, this was all free, but I think now, as the millions of people have joined it, they have started asking for a fees. So anyway, it's not very expensive. You can manage that, I think.
So I can go to British Council and Purdue University English lab, right? To
On
improve my writing skills.
Yes, these are only some that I know, but you can also search them on your own. There are many sites, many, the British Council, you can get an online membership also if you want, and online also you can access, they have classes and all, so you can have a look at that, and that is very authentic. If you have India, you have certain companies that are running English coaching classes, it will not be so authentic. British Council is authentic.
Okay, another participant asked a question, ma'am, that if we talk in English, we just forget some words behind it. We just puzzled up in making sentences. Can you please suggest a more interesting way to solve this problem?
As I said, इसमें reading can play a big role. जितना आप पढ़ेंगे उतने ही वो expressions दिमाग में बैठ जाएंगे, ये you cannot do this by एक किताब को लेके उसमें expressions बैठ के रट लें, ऐसे नहीं. आप comics पढ़ो, आप मतलब movies पढ़ो, movies देखो, तो उसमें you will remember the expressions then. That is the only way. रटने से नहीं होगा. आपकी कोई इंटरेस्टिंग चीज है जो आपको अच्छी लग रही है, क्रिकेट रिलेटेड है, और यू लाइक एडवेंचर, और इफ यू लाइक मूवीज ऑन हॉरर है या स्पेस, तो वो सी देम अ लॉट, और धीरे धीरे जो भी आप उसमें डायलॉग सुनेंगे वो माइंड में बैठ जाएगा. देन यू विल नॉट हैव अ प्रॉब्लम इन एक्सप्रेसिंग योरसेल्फ. तो ये मतलब एज आई सेड, ये पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट और अटेंशन की बात है. जितना आप अपना उसमें अटेंशन और जितना लगन मेहनत डालेंगे, उतना यू विल कम अप फ्लुएंट इन द लैंग्वेज.
Okay. A participant asked a question that please suggest some book which is good for learning English and the language is also easy.
देखो, I can't suggest any books like that. As I said, language is about practice. तो आप अपनी इंडिविजुअल कैपेसिटी में जो आप पसंद करते हैं, जिस तरह की किताबें आपको, कॉमिक्स पसंद है या आपको मूवीज पसंद है, आप वो देखिए और उसके जो डायलॉग्स हैं उनको पकड़िए, उनको समझिए, एंड मेक अ नोट ऑफ देम, एंड यू विल, योर फ्लुएंसी विल इम्प्रूव, रादर देन कि आपको एक किताब हमने पूरी एसेज दे दी है लैंग्वेज पे, क्या ऐसे बोलना चाहिए वैसे बोलना चाहिए, वो याद नहीं होगा आपको. अंडरस्टैंड? सो इट इज एन एक्टिव प्रैक्टिस. यू डोंट नीड टू रीड अबाउट इट, यू नीड टू प्रैक्टिस इट. अब वो मूवीज से होता है या फ्रेंड्स में आप तय कर लें कि वी विल ओनली टॉक इन इंग्लिश. यू टॉक इन इंग्लिश इवन फॉर 2 months एंड यू विल सी द डिफरेंस. वो जो एक झिझक है वो सब चली जाएगी. अंडरस्टैंड? when I was 6 years old, I was sent to the convent and I did not know any English. बिल्कुल नहीं आती थी, but compulsion था कि कोई हिंदी में नहीं बोलेगा. Within a year, I was speaking English like everybody else. So जितना आप language use करेंगे, उतना ही you will polish it up. In AMU for English. What course in AMU for? Which course are you talking about? एमयू में कौन से कोर्सेज है इंग्लिश फ्लुएंसी के? इसमें तो मतलब पूरे डिप्लोमा है. आई डोंट नो, ब्रिज कोर्स है, व्हाट इज देयर, आई डोंट नो. बट डेफिनेटली स्टडिंग इन द डिपार्टमेंट, डूइंग अ ग्रेजुएशन इज बेटर देन गोइंग टू एनी कोचिंग क्लासेस जहाँ पे ओनली मनी से, मतलब लॉट्स ऑफ मनी इज टेकन एंड दे आर नो nothing, there are no results. So it is better to do a full-time course in English in the university and learn the language, learn the literature. That is much better. Do not go for crash courses. They do not help you.
Ma'am, could you please give me the link of Purdue University online writing lab? I just searched it on the
just type
Google.
OWL, OWL, Purdue University. बस Google पे, and you will find it. OWL, Purdue University. तो इस तरह की, मतलब आप खुद सर्च करिए, आप लोगों को बहुत चीजें मिल जाएंगी. हमने तो मतलब अपने नीड्स के लिए थोड़ा बहुत ये हमें मालूम है, आई बीन यूजिंग देम, बट इंडिविजुअली यू कैन ऑलवेज सर्फ द नेट एंड लुक अप साइट्स. 5 or 6 months इंग्लिश फ्लुएंसी कोर्सेज, आई डोंट नो कहाँ के हैं. अगर इसके हैं ब्रिटिश काउंसिल के तो अच्छे ही होंगे. जहाँ के भी आप कोर्सेज कर रहे हैं, somebody has asked this question, तो प्लीज सी द ब्रांड नेम किसका है, किसी अमेरिकन यूनिवर्सिटी का. जो एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उनके अगर ये फ्लुएंसी कोर्सेज हैं तो डेफिनेटली दे विल बी गुड. कोसेरा इज देयर, जिसमें अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटीज हैव कोर्सेज. तो दैट इज द थिंग, डू नॉट डू इट बाय क्लोजिंग योर आईज एंड ready to give as much money as you want. वो नहीं करना है. कोई वेबसाइट आप चेक करें, कोई कोर्स तो देखिए कौन कोर्स करवा रहा है. यूनिवर्सिटी कोर्स होना चाहिए अगर उसमें रिलायबिलिटी है और उसमें रिजल्ट निकलने हैं. Suggest any way to improve our talk in English. This is what I'm saying कि कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे लाया जाए भाई इंग्लिश बोलने में. वो बोलने ही से आता है. अगर आप बोलेंगे नहीं तो कैसे आएगा? तो उसमें क्लास में यू फील एम्बेरेस्ड, तो अपने फ्रेंड्स आपस में बताइए, अपने एक ग्रुप बनाइए कि वी फ्रेंड्स, हम लोग सिर्फ इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे. अंडरस्टैंड? वी विल नॉट स्पीक इन एनी अदर लैंग्वेज एंड उससे झिझक जाएगी। आप आपस में गलती एक दूसरे को देखोगे, एक दूसरे को समझाओगे, नई चीजें सीखोगे। तो इस तरह के ऑनलाइन चैट रूम्स भी हैं और फ्रेंड्स भी हैं आपके। So do it as a collective work, then your fluency will improve.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
yes, walaikum salam. Yes.
Ma'am, I have a question that
Hmm.
there is I understand whatever it is written in English. Like I can understand whatever it is. Like if it is through mail or if it is anything, it is being said to me. I can understand. But when it comes to a speaking, then you feel that the words are not coming to your mouth.
So you tell me, अगर आपको उर्दू या हिंदी में प्रॉब्लम होती तो फिर आप क्या करते? आप सोचते कि हमें प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी। तो इट्स द सेम थिंग विथ इंग्लिश। जितना आप उसको यूज करेंगे उतना ही कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड होगा। और क्लासरूम में नहीं बोलेंगे, कोई बात नहीं, तो आपस में बात करिए। और कॉन्फिडेंस सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस से ही बिल्ड होता है, और किसी से नहीं। आप आपस में बात करिए, 2-4 लोग मिल जाइए, एंड सी द डिफरेंस इन अ फ्यू मंथ्स। यू विल स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग कॉन्फिडेंस। जो मतलब एक मॉक इंटरव्यूज क्रिएट कीजिए, आस्क ईच अदर, टॉक टू ईच अदर, अलग अलग टाइप्स ऑफ लैंग्वेज प्रैक्टिस दैट वी विल इंटरव्यू ईच अदर। वी विल राइट समथिंग एंड देन वी विल रीड इट आउट। वी विल रिसाइट अ पोएम। इस तरह से अलग अलग चीजों से आपस में प्रैक्टिस करने से इट विल मेक अ डिफरेंस। यू विल बिल्ड कॉन्फिडेंस।
हेलो मैम।
Yes, yes.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम। मैम एक्चुअली
Islam.
आई एम नॉट टू गुड इन इंग्लिश, सो आई कैन आई टॉक इन हिंदी मैम?
Yes,
ओके
yes.
मैम। एक्चुअली ना मैं वो मेरा ग्रेजुएशन हो चुका है मैम, और मैं
हाँ,
यूपीएससी का प्रिपरेशन पे लगा हुआ हूँ, लेक्चर वगैरह ले रहा
हाँ,
हूँ। तो
हाँ,
लेक्चर वगैरह जो इंग्लिश में प्रोवाइड की जा रही है, तो मैम लेक्चर को समझने में कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं हो रही है, समझ रहा हूँ अच्छे से क्या कहना चाह रहा है लेक्चर में। और बुक्स वगैरह भी पढ़ करके समझ जाता हूँ। बट मैम लिखने की जो प्रॉब्लम है, ग्रामेटिकली तरीका से सही सही लिखना, और बोलने की जो प्रॉब्लम है वो सही नहीं है मैम। इसके लिए मैंने बहुत सारा प्लेटफॉर्म को भी चुना मैम, इंग्लिश स्पोकन जो प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। तो कहीं पर कुछ ऐसा दिखा जो मतलब बुक से पूरा डिफरेंट है, तो जिसकी वजह से वो सब प्लेटफॉर्म को भी मैं छोड़ दिया मैम। तो ये बिलीव नहीं हो रहा कि कोई एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म जिसको पकड़ने के बाद
बुक्स और
इंग्लिश
स्पोकन लैंग्वेज जरूरी नहीं है एक। हाँ, मेरे ख्याल में आई थिंक फॉर यू द बेस्ट थिंग इज कि आपस में आप ग्रुप बनाओ और आपस में बात करो, क्योंकि वो बेसिक जो एक्सचेंज है, मतलब कहना, मैं क्या कहना चाहता हूँ, मैं अपने इंटरेस्ट बताना है, फीलिंग्स बतानी है। तो ये जो मतलब ये खुल के बात करना, ये आपस में एक्सचेंज में ही निकल सकता है। ये बुक्स नहीं बता सकती। ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म भी ये चीज ऐसे टैकल नहीं कर सकता। ये मतलब आप जब तक इसको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं करेंगे, जब तक आप फर्स्ट हैंड अपने आप ट्राई नहीं करेंगे, तब तक ही नहीं हो पाएगा। मतलब यू वो लैंग्वेज का जो एक बैरियर है, एक लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस है, वो डर, वो निकलना बहुत जरूरी है। हमें आता भी होगा तब भी हम डर के मारे नहीं बोल पाते कि भाई कहीं गलत ना बोल दें। तो उसको कैसे दूर करें उस प्रॉब्लम को? तो वो प्रैक्टिस से दूर होता है। आप जब आपस में बात करेंगे। अच्छा, राइटिंग का भी यही है। राइटिंग स्किल्स इंप्रूव करने का, जितनी राइटिंग करेंगे, मेक इट अ हैबिट एवरी डे कि आप जो आसपास देखें आप 4-5 लाइन जरूर लिखें, जरूर लिखें। और फिर उसके बाद इफ यू नो समबडी, आस्क दैट पर्सन टू सी कि 5 लाइन्स या 10 लाइन्स मैंने लिखी है, प्लीज इसको जरा चेक कर दीजिए। तो इस तरह से डेली काम होगा। डेली एक्सप्रेशन एंड एक्सचेंज बिटवीन फ्रेंड्स इन इंग्लिश, डेली राइटिंग, डेली रीडिंग। तो कोई भी ग्रामर की किताब, कोई भी ऑनलाइन कोर्स इतना मैजिक नहीं कर सकता जितना आप खुद कर सकते हैं। अगर आप उसमें इन्वॉल्व होंगे, देन यू विल रियली मास्टर द लैंग्वेज। अंडरस्टैंड? बाहर वाला नहीं, ये अपने आप करना है और आपस में प्रैक्टिस करनी है। राइटिंग, रीडिंग, स्पीकिंग, सब चीजों का। और थोड़ा थोड़ा वक्त दिन में, 15-15 मिनट्स फॉर ऑल 3 थिंग्स। बहुत लंबा टाइम नहीं, एवरीबडी डजंट हैव टाइम, तो वी मस्ट डू दैट। जो राइटर्स होते हैं, लेखक, उनको एडवाइस किया जाता है, अगर आप वाकई लेखक बनना चाहते हैं तो आपको रोज लिखना है, रोज। अगर अगर नहीं करेंगे तो फिर आपका मतलब राइटिंग के स्किल नहीं बनेंगे, वो जो फ्लो आता है राइटिंग में। तो वही है, जो जो लोग लेक्चर देते हैं, वो बोलते हैं स्टेज पे जाके, तो वो कैसे हुए? वो लगातार बोलने से वो और स्किल पॉलिश होता है। एस स्विमर जो है, वो स्विमिंग बहुत करता है, बहुत प्रैक्टिस करता है, तो वो एक एथलेटिक वाले लेवल पे पहुंचता है। सो इट्स स्पोर्ट्स में भी यही है, और ये लैंग्वेज लैंग्वेज लर्निंग में यही है। जितना आप उसको यूज करेंगे उतना ही आप सीखेंगे। और जो अगर आप किताबों पे जाएंगे, वो आपको बताएंगे एक सेंटेंस ऐसे बनाओ, एक सेंटेंस वैसे बनाओ। आपने किताब में वो देखा, फिर आपने सुना, अरे वो तो कोई और किसी और तरह से बोल रहा है, व्हाट अ कंफ्यूजन। नो, डोंट डू दैट नाउ। मे बी यू आर स्पेंडिंग मनी ऑन प्लेटफॉर्म्स एंड ऑल दैट। आप खुद करो प्रैक्टिस, एंड विद इन 2 months यू विल सी द डिफरेंस। खुद करो, खुद लिखो, फ्रेंड से बात करो, दैट विल हेल्प यू इम्प्रूव।
जी जी मैम, बहुत अच्छी सजेशन है, बट मैम एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रहा है, एक ऐसा गाइडेंस नहीं मिल रहा है जिसको मैं ये चीज शेयर कर। आवाज जा रही है?
यस यस
जी मैम, कोई
यस।
ऐसा गाइड गाइड करने वाला नहीं मिल रहा है जिसको मैं इस चीज को जाहिर करूँ कि अगर कोई प्रॉब्लम मुझे आ रहा है लिखने में, या फिर मैं कुछ लिखा हूँ तो किसको मैं चेक करवाऊँ। मैं उसको अगर अपने से गूगल पे जाकर के चेक करता हूँ, गूगल ट्रांसलेट पे, वो पूरा डिफरेंट दिखाता है मैम आंसर उनका।
व्हाट आर यू डूइंग, व्हिच क्लास आर यू इन?
आई हैव डन माय ग्रेजुएशन मैम।
अच्छा, नाउ व्हाट आर यू डूइंग?
आई एम जस्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर यूपीएससी मैम, एंड मैंने कोर्स भी ले रखा है इंग्लिश मीडियम में, बट लिखने में बहुत दिक्कत आ रही है। आंसर राइटिंग जब करता हूँ मैं, ऐसे वगैरह लिखता हूँ, तो उसमें बहुत दिक्कत आती है ग्रामेटिकली।
अच्छा, एक्चुअली यू नीड टू कंसल्ट somebody who is good in English, और मतलब वक्त वक्त अपना काम चेक करवाना, और पूछ लेना, वो जरूरी है। तो आप लोगों ने, यू आई बीन इनवाइटेड टू अ लेक्चर, बट वंस इन अ वाइल, कभी कोई जरूरत हो, आई एम ऑलवेज रेडी टू कम ऑनलाइन। अपने आप प्रॉब्लम्स लिख लीजिए डायरी में, एंड वी कैन रिजॉल्व देम ऑनलाइन। फिर से कर सकते हैं क्लास, कहीं ना कहीं छोटा मोटा, वी कैन डू दैट। इज
जी
इट
मैम, बहुत
ऑल?
बहुत शुक्रिया, थैंक यू सो मच।
Ma'am, can you just share your screen for just 1 minute and tell me how can we use British Council resource and this Purdue University? I'm in the Purdue University writing website, but I can understand how and where can I start
आप गूगल
to use
गूगल
it.
पे,
It's very
हाँ, वो बहुत वास्ट है, पर्ड्यू यूनिवर्सिटी वाली। आप गूगल पे डालो पर्ड्यू यूनिवर्सिटी ऑनलाइन राइटिंग लैब है, अब उसके ऊपर फिर कैटेगरीज आएंगी, यानी राइटिंग के लिए चाहिए, या आपको बुक्स चाहिए, या आपको ग्रामर देखना है। तो इस तरह से मतलब
हम्म।
आपको हेल्प मिल जाएगी। बट गूगल पे डालेंगे OWL पर्ड्यू यूनिवर्सिटी, या फिर एक
हाँ,
जनरली,
वो मैंने डाला मैम। मैम इस टाइम में owl.purdue.edu/OWL, इसमें मैं वेबसाइट पे हूँ, इस पे वेलकम टू प्यूडू यूनिवर्सिटी ऑनलाइन राइटिंग लैब, और इसमें वेयर कैन आई स्टार्ट यूजिंग दिस रिसोर्स? आई कुडंट अंडरस्टैंड मैम।
जस्ट 1 मिनट, मैंने इसको खोला है, owl.english.purdue, इसमें राइटिंग एक्सरसाइज वाला खुला है।
ओके।
वेलकम टू पर्ड्यू आया। अब इसमें मेन्यू होगा, मेन्यू देखिए, ऑन ऑन कैंपस
मेनू,
राइटिंग।
या ऑन कैंपस राइटिंग लैब, या
हाँ, उसमें देखिए क्या है। ये असल में इट हैज चेंज्ड अ लॉट ओवर टाइम। पहले ही बहुत सिंपल हुआ करता था, देखें। और ये तो
ओके।
ऑन कैंपस है, ये तो ऑन कैंपस है, पर्ड्यू आउल।
हम्म।
वेलकम टू द मैसेज फ्रॉम असिस्टेंट।
शेड्यूल एन
यू
अपॉइंटमेंट।
जस्ट, ये आप फर्स्ट पेज जो खोल रहे हैं, वेलकम टू द
हम्म
पर्ड्यू ऑनलाइन राइटिंग लैब, स्क्रॉल
हम्म
एंड यू विल गो टू, इसमें जनरल राइटिंग है, देखो, अवॉइडिंग प्लेजरिज्म है, ग्रेजुएट राइटिंग है, subject specific writing है. See, there are a lot of things in this.
एक बार आप मुझे लिंक बताइए, आपका कौन सा था? OWL
.purdue.edu edu इस तरह से है. OWL.purdue.edu इस तरह से है.
आपने भेजा है क्या मैसेज पर?
Yes, yes, I put it there. वो small O है, वो बड़ा हो गया है. तो ये इसमें देखिए, जनरल राइटिंग है, ग्रेजुएट राइटिंग है, सब्जेक्ट स्पेसिफिक राइटिंग है. देखिए सब्जेक्ट स्पेसिफिक राइटिंग जो है, इसमें सोशल साइंसेज आ रहे हैं.
हम्म,
See, you have so many report writing here, social literature, review guidelines. So this is up to you to hunt for what you want. आर्टिकल्स हैं इसमें. ये तो मैंने एक सेक्शन खोला है. इसमें ग्रेजुएट राइटिंग भी है, प्रैक्टिस भी है, टॉपिक्स भी है. आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं ग्रेजुएट राइटिंग में. ग्रेजुएट राइटिंग टॉपिक्स, यू गॉट इट नाउ? यस.
यस यस. अच्छा मैम, एक चीज और पूछना था मेरे को कि हाउ कैन आई इम्प्रूव माय वोकैबुलरी स्किल्स? वोकैबुलरी
मैंने तो आप लोगों को वही बताया ना, दैट यू मस्ट रीड अ लॉट. कोई भी किताब आप लेके डिक्शनरी बैठ के रटेंगे तो उससे मदद इतनी नहीं मिलती है, वो याद ही नहीं रहता
अच्छा
है.
मैम, नॉवेल्स पढ़ने से ज्यादा हेल्प मिलती है?
डेफिनेटली बहुत मिलती है नॉवेल से, और शॉर्ट स्टोरीज एंड कॉमिक्स, इफ यू लाइक कॉमिक्स, इफ यू लाइक. आजकल बहुत पॉपुलर है, मांगा इज वेरी पॉपुलर. तो ये सब चीजें जो हैं, जो आपका शौक है वो पढ़िए. न्यूज़पेपर रोज पढ़िए. गुड रीड द हिंदू, and it will improve your writing, your reading skills and your vocabulary like anything. But यही हमने अभी बताया,
ठीक है.
concentrated effort होना चाहिए रोज रोज, और पूरी तरह से उसमें जम के करना है कि हमें ये काम करना है, ये हमारा गोल है, कि तभी होगा. एक किनारे पे आप मतलब अपनी जिंदगी जी रहे हैं, वो ऐसी कभी कभी किताब उठा ली. इट डज नॉट वर्क लाइक दैट. आपको, क्योंकि आप चाह रहे हैं फुल फ्लुएंसी इन राइटिंग, रीडिंग, so you must be fully involved in it. As I said, use social media also, read books, read comics, read newspapers. जो भी अच्छा लगे वो पढ़ना चाहिए. कहीं कंपल्शन नहीं होना चाहिए कि आई एम फोर्स टू रीड पॉलिटिकल न्यूज, आई डोंट लाइक पॉलिटिकल न्यूज. जो अच्छा लगे वो पढ़िए, तो वो चीज याद रहेगी आपको.
ठीक.
And if you are reading a novel, the first novel would be difficult, but after that, the second one will be very smooth. शुरू शुरू में प्रॉब्लम होती है. मेरा आई डेंट हैव एक्सपोजर टू उर्दू, आई हैड इट इन बीए. तो मुझे जितना मैं नॉवेल्स और किताबें पढ़ी हैं, स्टोरीज, अब धीरे धीरे आई हैव बिकम क्वाइट कंफर्टेबल इन रीडिंग. I have not practiced speaking, so speaking skills are not good as far as Urdu is concerned. मुझे रवानगी नहीं है. But reading, because मैंने बहुत रीडिंग करी है, I manage that. So you also can. आप अपना गोल रहना चाहिए और प्लान होना चाहिए अकॉर्डिंगली, कि हमें 6 महीने में करना है, हमें 2 महीने में करना है, उतना ही टाइम ज्यादा देना है. अंडरस्टैंड?
अच्छा
So I
मैम, जब
hope I
पहले मैं
yes.
नॉवेल्स पढ़ता था, जब मैं बीटेक कर रहा था इंटीरियल यूनिवर्सिटी लखनऊ में, तो मैं मतलब 1 घंटे में मेरा 1 पेज या 2 पेज बहुत मुश्किल से खत्म हो पाता था, क्योंकि मैं जब भी 1 या 2 लाइन पढ़ता था, उसमें से 3-4 ऐसे वर्ड्स होते थे वोकैबुलरी जो मुझको नहीं पता होती थी. तो मैं वो ऑक्सफोर्ड एडवांस लर्नर डिक्शनरी यूज करके फिर उसको पता करता था, फिर एक एक फ्लैश कार्ड बना करके उस पे एक एक वोकैबुलरी लिखता था. तो मैम, इसको वोकैबुलरी को जैसे एक्टिव वोकैबुलरी, पैसिव मतलब पैसिव वोकैबुलरी से एक्टिव वोकैबुलरी में कैसे लाएं वर्ड्स को?
अब ये है कि आपके जो स्किल्स हैं उस पे डिपेंड करते हैं। इफ यू वांट टू इम्प्रूव योर स्पीकिंग स्किल्स, तो इट्स लाइक जितना आप यूज करोगे लैंग्वेज को उतना ही वो वोकैबुलरी एक्टिव हो जाएगी, और जितना वो लिखोगे उतनी एक्टिव हो जाएगी। सो इट्स लाइक यू मस्ट यूज दैट। if you are reading a lot of books, but you must use that information also। जो आपने लैंग्वेज सीखी है उसको यूज भी करना है। तो इसलिए सारी चीजें साथ साथ चलती हैं। बहुत ज्यादा टाइम सब किसी के पास नहीं है, तो अपना टाइम रखिए कि यू डिवोट 1 hour टू लैंग्वेज। यू विल रीड, यू विल राइट एंड यू विल स्पीक। सारी चीजें थोड़ी थोड़ी करनी है, टाइम रोज निकालना है। सो दैट इज द ओनली वे। आप उसको एक्टिवेट करेंगे तभी तो एक्टिव होगा। इट वोंट वर्क इफ यू जस्ट लीव इट इन द शेल्फ। उसको यूज करना है, लिखना भी है, पढ़ना भी है, बोलना भी है। ओके।
Okay, thank you.
So I hope I've been able to help you all in some way, and there can be another class where we can just discuss your problem.
Thank you, ma'am. I don't think so we have any more questions. So now on
Okay.
behalf of Animal Innocence, I would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made today's online lecture possible. First and foremost,
Okay.
our sincere thanks go to our eminent speaker, Professor Sami Rafiq, for sharing our knowledge and insights with us. Your expertise has enriched our minds and broadened our horizons. I would also like to acknowledge the dedication and vision of our director and founder, Mr. Asfar Ali Khan, whose tireless efforts have paved the way for events like these. A special mention goes to our anchor, Mr. Fazal Ibam, for skillfully guiding us through today's session, ensuring its smooth flow. Furthermore, we express our appreciation to our English teachers, Talbiya Khan and Nausheen Nizami, who are instrumental in providing quality education to the girls in our community. Your commitment to empowering young minds is totally commendable. Thank you all the participants to being with us and looking forward to see you again in future events. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and I wish you all the best. Okay. I hope we can meet again sometime online. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your precious time, ma'am.
Thank you.